In math language, partial g, partial t at constant p means two things. The first meaning is g is a function of t and p. When we change the value of t, or we change the value of p, or we change the value of t and the value of p at the same time, if the value of g changes, that means g is a function of t and p. If we want to visualize the change of g as a function of t and p, it should be a 3D plot. The second meaning of this symbol means partial g, partial t at constant p is the slope of the gt plot. I want to emphasize gt plot is a 2D plot, and GTP plot is a 3D plot. I'm going to explain how do you get a 2D plot from a 3D plot in a moment. As we know, the slope of the 2D plot indicates how fast y changes when x changes. In this particular case, the slope, which is partial g, partial t at constant p, indicates how fast g changes when t changes at a certain value of p. Simply speaking, partial g, partial t at constant p is equivalent to dg over dt at a certain value of p. Now let's look at the plot. As I just said, the GTP plot is a 3D plot. In general, a 3D plot is much more complex than a 2D plot. We can study a 3D plot by cutting a piece from a 3D plot to create a 2D plot. Normally, you will cut along one of the axes. For example, if we cut along the p-axis, you will create a GT plot. Because when you cut a piece along the p-axis, the value of p doesn't change. The value of t changes. That's how we get a GT plot. If you cut along the t-axis, t doesn't change. P changes. Therefore, you will create GP plot. You can create a lot of 2D plots from a 3D plot. Well, let me give you an analogy. If you have a piece of cake, if you want to look what is inside, you can use a knife to cut a piece out of the entire cake. Then you can say what is inside. This is the same thing. If you want to study how g changes when t changes, it's better you cut a piece out from the 3D plot. But if you cut at different p, then your 2D plot may be different. If you cut along this place, compare you cut along this place, then the 2D plot will be different. Therefore, if you want to study the 3D plot completely, you have to cut many pieces.